Welcome back to Rants, and we live in a world where this is actually a board game. It's a game where all a dog does is take a crap. Why? Why is this real? I remember when I saw this on a commercial, and I thought it was a joke. I thought that today's society would not be stupid enough to actually make a game like this. Well, I was too kind to think that. This is what people who call us nostalgia-tards defend, folks. Get a nice, good look at it. Bask in its idiocracy. Somebody actually woke up one morning and thought this was a good idea. That person should be dragged into an alley and shot. Anyway, that, whatever that is, would be good enough for a rant by itself. But it's time to go back to my old friends at the former greatest channel of all time, Cartoon Network. Just when I think they can't get any worse, they get worse. Since my last rant, they are still making bad cartoons, stupid mistakes, and are still treating their audience like we're either stupid or high. Well, time to start feeling like we're living in a parallel universe. Here is my 5th rant on Cartoon Network. Well, despite the constant complaints from fans and incredibly low ratings, Cartoon Network is still making live-action shows. Will those baka-barus at that network ever learn? Of course not. Anyway, this is Level Up. The best way to describe this show is, you know those people who have absolutely no social life and they sit at home and play video games all day, every day? Well, this show isn't about them. Instead, this show is about the people with a social life who sit at home and play video games all day, every day. Yeah, I didn't know they existed either. Anyway, this show is about teens who play video games and who have to protect their town because monsters from the video game world constantly escape into their world because these teens were stupid enough to open a portal to let them out. I haven't seen the movie or any episode of the TV show, but do I really have to? This show already sucks because it's a live-action show on a network that's supposed to be all cartoons. Even if that wasn't the case, this show still sucks. What is the point of making a show about kids playing video games? Kids are already too busy playing video games to watch Cartoon Network anyway, so that makes this show pointless. Just another bad idea Cartoon Network is trying out that will end soon and nobody will remember. Just like their other crappy live-action programming. Next is the Hall of Game Awards. This is an annual awards show for sports athletes. Wait a minute. This has got to be a mistake. Cartoon Network wouldn't be stupid enough to air something like this, would they? This has got to be on ESPN. Sadly, it isn't. Wow, just wow. Cartoon Network having an annual sports awards show on their channel? Who do they think they are? ESPN? That is just moronic. What is this? Their answer to the Kids' Choice Awards? What is the point of this? Why is it created? It's Cartoon Network, not ESPN! Gosh freaking dang it! You all know my last video was on sports, and you know I'm not a big fan of them. However, I don't like it when a freaking cartoon channel is airing a freaking award show for them. It ticks me off. Screw the Hall of Game Awards. Well, now that we got the really crappy stuff out of the way, let's move on to the crappy stuff. That's right, it's time to talk about their cartoons. Now, how about I go over the cartoons that I missed out on in my last rant? This is Secret Mountain Fort Awesome. Man, that's a mouthful. With a title that awesome, this show has got to be epic! But it's not. I haven't watched any episodes for this show, but by the looks of it, I kinda don't want to. The animation looks really ugly, the characters sound disgusting, and the plot is really drug-induced. It's about a group of 5 monsters who call themselves the Disgustoids. Appealing name, isn't it? Anyway, the Disgustoids land on Earth and try to live in harmony with humans, but they find it hard because they live off of baby souls. And that's about it. Wow, that sounds terrible! Seriously? This is what kind of cartoons people are making these days? All this sounds like is a stinking Problem Solvers clone. Sheesh! But I want to talk about the characters. There's Festro, a purple monster who wears underwear and punches himself in the face. Why? Because he's freaking Festro. Then there's Dingle, a little blue monster with strings for hair who speaks in gibberish. Why? Because he's freaking Dingle. Next, there's Slog, a monster who wears a dress. Just why? Then there's Gweelock, who is a green ball with pimples, human hands, and no legs. And he is voiced by the talented Paul Rugg, who we all know as the voice of Freakazoid. Let's have a moment of silence for poor Paul Rugg's career hitting an all-time low. Then there's Fart, who's just a bunch of butts. That's it, I'm done with this show. So, yeah, I said I didn't watch this show, but after reading all that info about it, I really don't want to. I know I'm not going to like this show, because I don't like cartoons about monsters who have all weird things wrong with them, eating baby souls. And I don't want to watch a show that has a character who is literally just a bunch of butts. I'm sorry, I just don't like butts. Is that so wrong? I mean, who out there likes butts? I do. Anyway, Secret Mountain Fort Awesome is another show that shows Cartoon Network doesn't care and just further proves it's turned into a stoner's paradise. Now, I ranted on these two shows before, but I feel I have to do it again. Why? Because I feel I didn't go into enough detail as to why I hate these next two shows, even though I did. So, let's go over Adventure Time again. Once again, this show is about a boy named Finn and a shape-shifting dog named Jake, and they go on adventures in this weird little world with weird little creatures where they do weird little things. Anyway, I freaking hate this show. Granted, I've only watched 2 episodes, but since I know what I like, I knew that was enough to know that I wasn't going to like this show. However, I guess I'm supposed to like it because many claim it's the best Cartoon Network show to come along since ever. So, I guess I'll go over the reasons why I should like this show. For example, the characters are very likable. Why, you may ask? Because they are very bland. They're just a boy and a dog who go on adventures. What's their backstory? How did they get into this land? Never explained, but that's okay. This is a show that specializes in surrealism. It doesn't need any explanations. And even though Jake spends a lot of his time farting, talking about his butt, and doing other gross things, I should like that kind of stuff because I'm a guy. There is also the background characters, like Marceline, who's an emo vampire. That's right, they made a character based off all those annoying emos you see in real life. However, I'm supposed to like her because several boys have a strange fetish for her. Personally, I find emos very unattractive, but who cares? I have to like what everybody else likes, so it doesn't matter. Then there's the Ice King, who I guess is the best villain ever. He may spend a lot of his time whining and not being intimidating, but this is supposed to be a comedy show, so I guess that's okay. Another aspect about this show I should love is the animation. Even though the animation looks like it's being drawn by 5-year-olds who don't have elbows, it doesn't matter. It's great. Yeah, screw Disney Animation and Warner Brothers Animation for actually having characters and detail put into their animation. This is the best animation ever. And finally, the best thing about this show is the humor. Personally, I didn't find anything in this show funny because all it has going for it is weird situations and gross humor. But screw that! I'm supposed to find this show funny because everybody else thinks it's funny. So, yes, I hate Adventure Time, but I guess I should love it because just because. But there's also another show that I should love, but I don't. It's Regular Show. This is a show about a blue jay named Mordecai and a raccoon named Rigby, and they are slackers who work at a park who are always slacking off and getting into weird situations that randomly pop out of nowhere. What is it about this show that I should love? Well, there is the characters. Even though they're unlikable because they're slackers who should be doing their job and talk like they're from the 90s, but who cares? I'm supposed to love them. There are other characters in this show I should love, like a talking gumball machine named Benson. Why is he walking and talking? Who cares? He's walking and talking. That's all I need to love him. Then there is other weird characters, like Skips, High Five Ghost, Muscle Man, and Pops. All these characters are really weird, but that's why I should love them so much, just because they're weird. Granted, they have no character whatsoever, but that's okay. This is regular show. Another thing I should love about this show is the animation, which still looks like it's being drawn by little kids, but that's okay. It's regular show. I'm supposed to love it for no apparent reason. Then there is the humor. Again, I didn't find anything in this show funny, but that's okay. All it is surreal and weird. That's funny, right? Right? You know what? I'm sick of freaking sugarcoating this. Time to get serious. Okay, haters, what part of I don't like these freaking shows do you not understand? I hate these freaking shows because they're weird for the sake of being weird, they lack good characters, and the animation is just pitiful. You may say otherwise, but that's because you love these shows. I don't! You claim I don't have good reasons for hating these shows. Well, if the dang shows weren't so dang bland, maybe I would have more to say about them. What do you want? A freaking novel explaining why I hate these shows? Gosh! Call me a nostalgia tard all you want, I don't care. That only makes yourselves look bad because you're basically calling me an offensive name just because I'm nostalgic. Can you really blame me? With a society that has cartoons that feels like are being made by stoners and board games where dogs are crapping, is it so wrong to wish to relive my childhood? Dang! And if you claim I'm mentally challenged for being nostalgic, well, I guess I'm mentally challenged. And I find it hypocritical seeing as how you people are favoring stuff from the modern age. I'm not calling you offensive names for that, now am I? Another thing, why does my opinion matter so much to you? If you people are wishing death upon me just because I hate shows you like, then there is something wrong with you, not me! And with that, I'm done with these two shows. Have a nice day. Shying away from their original programming is a show straight out of Canada. From the genius who brought us fish hooks, it's Almost Naked Animals. Just by hearing the name of this cartoon, does it even sound like it's going to be a good show? I'm pretty sure you folks know the answer to that question. Anyway, this show is about a dog who runs a resort where animals can take off their fur and walk around in their underwear. Creative, isn't it? No, of course not. I haven't watched any episodes of this show, but I really don't want to. And is going to be like this, I'm not going to watch it because I know I'm not going to like it. I don't like cartoons where animals are walking around half naked. Is that so wrong? In fact, is there anyone out there who likes shows about half naked animals? I do. Anyway, Almost Naked Animals is another acquired program that proves Cartoon Network should stop picking programs from other countries and start making more of their original stuff. Then again, if all their cartoons are drug-induced, maybe acquired programming is perfect for them. And finally, I like to address an upcoming program from Cartoon Network. They're making an animated cartoon based off the popular web series, The Annoying Orange. My response, why? Cartoon Network, why are you resorting to the stupidest ideas to try to keep your viewers? This also proves that Cartoon Network is trying to cater to teens who like popular things, because I doubt little kids watch The Annoying Orange. Although, you do have to be a little kid to find The Annoying Orange funny. I disagree. Guy, don't even bother. Just sit back down because I'm really getting tired of shooting you. Anyway, I've seen episodes of The Annoying Orange, and I find them annoying and disturbing. All this is about an orange with a creepy face, mocking fruits and vegetables as they get knifed, sliced, and just abused. What is so good about that? That's just mean-spirited and sick. How the heck can you make an animated series based off of that? The dang show is barely animated enough as it is. For crying out loud, Cartoon Network, why make a show based off of this? That would be like if Nick made a Fred show. Wait. Oh, good gosh, that actually happened. I'll save that for another day. Bottom line, no matter how much we all complain, Cartoon Network is still being crappy. It's official. It's no longer a channel that is made for cartoon lovers, it's just made for stoner teenagers. For those of you who are offended by that last statement, bite me. Anyway, with Cartoon Network's 20th anniversary approaching, I only hope they would be smart enough to do something special to celebrate it. Like show all the cartoons they showed since they were created. Except the live action stuff. As much as I wish they would, they probably won't because they're just too idiotic. Such a shame. It probably could be the biggest ratings they get since they stopped being good. Only shows that nostalgia equals ratings. Anyway, I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna go smash every box of Doggie Doo I can find at my local toy store. Seriously, people, what the shell?